vibing with the tide, vibing. Bama pride, it's a whole lot of that on his side. Rolling with the guys, vibing with the tide. Come on, vibe with me.
Yo, it feels good to be back. Man, just 1 week away and I feel like I've been gone for a month. However, I got to give props to my brother J Mark. I got to give props to my brother Daniel. You know, Daniel G, man, thank you guys. You guys killed it. Brought us into a successful Missouri win. You know what I'm saying? Give it up for you guys, man. You guys held it down, called it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you guys really left much on the table. So it's going to be a hard week to follow up. But, you know, we also want to say our thoughts and prayers are with, Malik right now. He's going through a rough time with Auburn. It just been being Auburn. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we've seen him in a couple weeks. I don't even know if he want a podcast anymore. Like, it's just he lost the whole.
He's on his Patrick Star flow. My boy's under a rock. I can't blame him.
So let's do one topic for Malik, right? Just me and you. We'll do this topic.
Yes, sir.
Was it a touchdown or was it not a touchdown? Did you see the game?
I did.
So was that a touchdown or was that not a touchdown to go up 17-0? We'll keep it real for our brother Malik. We're talking about the Auburn-Georgia game, everyone. The very controversial play that, honestly, if he scored, they probably beat the brakes off of Auburn. I mean, Georgia and Georgia breaks. If they don't score, obviously Georgia gets all the momentum and comes back and wins this game. So what is your opinion? Was that a touchdown or not a touchdown?
So you strip the jersey colors out of the argument and you look at this subjective. The nose of that football that Jackson Arnold was carrying, about 2.5, 3 inches of that ball was across the plane of the goal line. And in my mind, that's a touchdown.
I agree. I feel like we saw the same thing on, was that Monday Night Football?
Yes.
Or was that Thursday? It might have been Thursday. I think it was a Thursday for what's the place? Jacksonville versus the Chiefs, and
previous Thursday.
When we saw basically Trevor Lawrence come over the goal line and guy hit the ball almost simultaneously, and I think what's happening right now, I think referees are just trying to be lenient about the tush push right now, and it's just, it's such an argument right now on how it's affecting football. I just feel like what you're seeing is a lot of referees and you're seeing a lot of replay officials kind of be, lenient on defenses, rewarding them for just trying to stop it really and getting any type of luck, because at that distance, fam, you can't stop it. Like, especially with what the linemen are really doing. And you have a guy pushing you in the back, the leverage, everything is just so off that I personally just believe they're just being nice. What's your take?
My take is you take Vegas out of the picture. There's too much money wrapped up in TV deals, endorsements, name, image, likeness, different licensing deals. There's too much money on the line to chalk it up to them being nice to a defense or whatever. The whole point, the inception of a review committee up in New York City, the whole inception of that was to mitigate the risk of leaning on human error. And that's exactly what we saw down on the plains Saturday night, is human error at play. And they had the perfect opportunity to show why.
Exactly.
A group of people in a room whose sole purpose is to review the play.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if they circumvented the purpose of their existence. Man, I feel bad for Auburn. They got cheated there. Yeah. Again, the theme of vibing with the tide thus far has been, what's the body of work? So we can't blame Auburn's loss on a single play. However, we are talking about 18 to 22-year-olds whose frontal lobe is not completely developed yet, and a play like that can absolutely suffocate the morale of a team, and that was the turning point. Oh yeah, we clap in a church all Sunday. Yes,
I'm
sir.
not calling the timeout. Hold on, I'm not calling the timeout, Dan. Keep it going. I'm not calling the timeout right now. All right, that's not what I'm doing. Okay,
I'm channeling my inner Kirby.
Yeah, that's not what
Yes,
I'm doing right
sir.
now. Right, so man,
Crazy, bro.
game at Auburn. At Auburn. This isn't at Georgia. This is at Auburn.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't try to look into something that doesn't really exist. I don't want to be a
There we
conspiracy
go.
theorist in the game of college football. But
Yeah, you know.
it's all
Speaking
about
of
the long play.
conspiracies, right? Shout out Notre Dame. 2 losses. Number 13 going against 1 loss USC, right? Shout out to Notre Dame. Hell of a weekend, right?
Absolutely.
This is gonna be a fun weekend, man. You know, I've never seen a team so just climb the AP polls. Maybe us, maybe, but you know, I've never seen a team just climb the AP polls like a Notre Dame, and I'm sure they got the same to say about us. But let's just go into it. You know, I think we've said our piece about, you know, what's going on in college football outside of our own. But let's talk about our own home for a second.
Let's do it.
Alabama and Missouri. You know, I just want your thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and go straight to it. Like what was your overall?
So, the score wasn't quite what I predicted.
Mm-hmm.
I believe my score prediction was 31-21. Something in that ballpark.
You weren't far from it. You weren't far.
We weren't too far. Overall, a win is a win. I think the great theologian LeBron James coined that phrase. So, you know, it's good to come out of Columbia. It's good to come out of any SEC opponent territory with a win. That was the 3rd ranked conference opponent that we faced
in a row
and won. You know, Coach Sabor is doing really good things right now.
Great
he and
job.
His staff both.
Yeah,
they're making really good. That's 2 weeks in a row where they made just.
I want to be clear too. He's on the Coach of the Year ring.
I think so.
Yeah, like if he finishes this out like we think, you know, I'm not even saying win the SEC champion. I'm just saying get to the SEC championship. I feel like it's his. You know, I've never seen a coach have to go through what he went through with what he did. I mean, I don't think you so this is what type of guy I am, Daniel. I like to listen to people's takes. I love to hear their predictions and everything, and I like to go back and follow up on them. So when I'm listening to these other guys' podcasts, I go back because I remember what people say. I'm not going to shout the podcast out, but I remember a specific podcast was telling us, hey, Alabama, when they get punched in the mouth, they're not going to respond. So I was just following up last night. Just, you know, I wonder whatever happened. What were they talking about? And the tone is definitely different. Shout out AJ McCarron. AJ McCarron came on the show. Tone, definitely different tone as well. But what I saw from us, and it's so many things to take from this game. I saw a defense that, you know, is developing. I saw an offense who Ty grabbed everyone by, you know, the collar and said, bring y'all tails on. We finna close this out. And don't get me wrong, Ty did some, you know, Ty still got some scout team in him. You know, every once in a while he do something where it's like, bro, you're not on scout. When he failed at that goal line, I was like, what do you guys got going? But
yeah, that's
but also, right, you gotta, man, that throw, it's 2 throws in that game where I'm like, man, that 3rd and 12 to get the 2nd touchdown. And of course that 4th and 8, right? That 4th and 8 may have been the best throw I've seen this whole season. Yes, sir. Just all together. So we're just seeing a defense and everything grow up. You know what I'm saying? A team grow up, develop. I don't even know where to start. Let's just start. You want to start offense or defense?
Let's go defense.
Okay. So let's go to the obvious that's been going around. So there's a clip of Damani Jackson kind of.
Oh boy.
Right, just kind of getting out the way a little bit from the big tight end.
Choo-choo.
Yeah, right. That's a big boy too. That's a big tight end. And
Yes, sir.
I didn't know during the game, but after the game, I realized that our freshman, Dejon Lee, was taking more snaps at corner. And not only was he taking more snaps, if you really watched that game, he had a lot of success out there. You know, he missed one interception and got the game-winning interception. We saw a lot of fumbles being caused by the defense. But what are you seeing from the cornerbacks? And is it time to start thinking about, hey, man, Dejon needs somebody's PT, you know, because he's taking some up, and that's a big 6'5", if I'm not mistaken, 6'5" corner.
Yeah, he's
6'4".
He's an atypical build for a corner in any league, not just the SEC, and especially not just in Alabama. It's atypical for a cornerback. So let's break down the stats. Dejon Lee targeted 6 times, allowed 1 catch for 3 yards, and as you mentioned, had the game-sealing interception with under a minute left. That's an incredible stat line for a young guy who's still trying to go from, you know, cracking the rotation to being a cornerstone, like being a mainstay in the lineup.
Yeah.
I think what we'll continue to see for probably the next week or two is Kane will continue to stick with this rotation of DBs, but I don't know, man. Looking at that second half, I know they scored 14 points in the second half. But again, body of work. When you look at the secondary that we had, really the last 3 Missouri drives, that's the personnel that I hope we stick with going forward toward the latter.
That's where they both were on the field. Did Zabian go to like nickel corner or something? Where was Zabian? I only remember where he was at.
In the second half, Zabian mixed in he mixed in the slot on the nickel and dime packages.
Okay. Yeah.
He didn't really get too far away from utilizing Damani.
You
don't want.
And this is if I'm not mistaken, it's that same package we got burnt in the beginning of the season when the Florida State targeted Squirrel for that first touchdown. And I think it was 3rd and 12 or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
ironically, so I remember it was outrageous, and they just kind of targeted that. The thing I like about Dejon Lee is that when he gets beat, from what I've been seeing, it's him beating himself. It's him not sure, right? Or it's him. It's a play in the beginning of the game. I don't know if anybody caught it. It was like he let his man go and end up basically helping somebody with a drag route, and the guy basically was wide open in the end zone. However, I mean, there's not a quarterback, I don't even think, in the NFL that could have made that throw. Going to your right, throwing right, while the guy is wide open in the right. But another part of the defense, I want to finally say welcome aboard. We've been waiting on you. About time. Keon Keeley, welcome aboard, baby. Welcome aboard, baby.
Love to see it.
Yeah, so I think I've told you this story. I got to see Keon Keeley in high school go against Manning.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so my first, Manning was the hype, so Nick, he called me in my fairy world, yo, go help recruit Manning. I went to the game, wore the Alabama hat, just trying to give a little support and see what I could do, you know what I'm saying? And ironically, the rapper Plies was here, shout out Plies. Plies is the #1 guy leading the Ty Simpson Heisman train. So shout out Plies, but
unbiased Heisman train the got no ties to Alabama. He just knows ball. He knows ball.
So the team was from Tampa, Florida, right? And I think he had a cousin or a nephew on the team. So he was at the game as well. I mean, he's so locked in, you don't even want to go up to him. I don't know, let me get a picture, whatever. He's just locked in, on some cool stuff. So there's this big defensive end, bro. Huge defensive end, bigger than everybody, and having his way with whatever. And Manning can't do anything with this defense or team. Manning and them got their tails whooped, right? The defensive end was committed to Notre Dame. That's all I remember. They were like, this is the #1 defensive end in the class, committed to Notre Dame, whatever. He was huge. That's all. And then I was on Twitter one day, of course, and they're like, yo, this is #1 defensive end decommitted from Notre Dame and chose Alabama. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wonder who they talking about, because I was like, I just saw a defensive end. oh, he's from Florida. He plays at this school in Florida. I'm like, oh, I just saw a school from Florida. And Lord beholds, click the picture and it's him. And I'm like, wow, that is a big boy. So
yes, sir.
I'm happy he's cracked the rotation. I tried to analyze the defense. I really don't know what type of defense we run. It's a hell of a lot of linebackers. I thought at first we were in like a 4-3, not 4-3, a 3-4. But it might be what 3-5? Is it 5 linebackers?
Yeah. So Kane likes us 3-3-5. So you bring in one extra DB, so it's not your typical shell coverage, too high with two corners.
Mm-hmm.
He likes us 3-3-5. If we're going to continue to stick with the 3-3-5, though, we need guys like Keon Keeley,
Man,
out there in the game where you can get a good pass rush with just those three guys.
yeah.
I like what I'm seeing out of him,
Mm-hmm.
out of Yanze Pierre as a sophomore.
Overton. Let's go. Shout out to the birthday boys. Overton's birthday. Gave him a birthday whooping too. I love what I saw. Man, Overton's been balling, bro. Like,
yes, sir. Yes,
first
sir.
round.
Finally.
First round
Finally.
for sure. First
Honestly,
round.
probably so. He's following that. Christian Barmore, that was not a name that folks are really familiar with coming into the 2020 season.
Yeah.
But he was an absolute menace
Yeah.
the last 5 weeks of the regular season
Man.
and on into the CFP. And he made a name for himself, early into the NFL draft. I know he's had kind of a quiet career up in New England, but he's effective, still effective.
Dude,
and that's the same path Overton's on.
Keeley made another play that I know is not talked about, but I think it was when we called the fumble, right? He blew up the run, but I mean, where he was at, it was like, he couldn't really, he slowed it down because he basically went past there. The running back kind of had to make a cut back. He wasn't close enough to make a tackle, but the way he blew that play up, man, it was like, okay. And I want to say Hardy was dancing a little bit back then, and that's when they got the ball. But can we talk about the job Womack and that defense did on Hardy? Because everyone was saying Hardy's coming to with a paddle, and he's coming to visit Alabama with this paddle, and we definitely took it out of his hands.
For what it's worth, I bought into that same narrative. I
thought
that Hardy and the O-line were going to take it too. So we're talking about a guy that averaged 146 yards per game, rushing through the first 5 games. Ended up with 52 yards rushing against us. His longest burst was for 11 yards, so we didn't allow anything over 15 yards for a super explosive play. To your point, Kane Womack absolutely found a way to contain him.
That huge run, that was the second string running back when they did that big run.
Yeah, that
I thought that was Hardy. So I whole time I thought that was Hardy, and we just kind of shut him down after that. But man, that's way more impressive. It seems like when Hardy was in, we were focused. It's a couple things that I think Missouri could have did. They should have used more. If you see how Atlanta was playing with how they use Bijan, sir. That's how you would have to use Hardy, because he brings so much attention that if you just line him up in the backfield, we're loading the box up and we're coming, and we'll just take our loss, right? But how I saw Atlanta use Bijan, we basically have him kind of like in the slot almost. And when it's a run play, he's going to come in motion and get it. Or if not, we'll keep him out there. He's just as dangerous as a receiver. So maybe Hardy's next step is the receiving play for him, because he was not a 3rd and long back. Like when it was 3rd and long, he's out the game. So maybe every down back would be his next step. But putting them in 3rd and long, making the quarterback have to beat us, I really don't count. The only critique I have of the defense, Womack, I think he's addicted to blitzing. Like, I do think that he has a blitz problem, and it because it was if I'm not mistaken, Georgia game, DeBoer came to him and told him to chill out with the blitz at one point. Like, he was like, hey man, we're doing a little something. And when he did that 3rd down blitz, I'm like, okay bro, but hey, it's 4th and 6, like, hey, let's just and he did it again. I'm like, hey, man, but he was playing chess. So there's 2 ways to look at this, right? The way I was looking at it was, hey, I still don't believe he should have blitzed, but he was speeding his time clock up. So when we go in the future and he doesn't blitz, the quarterback is just, we show blitz, he's so nervous and scared he throws the interception later on to Dijon. So, it's ways to look at it. However, 4th and 6, I do not like cover 0. I do not like it.
Nope.
I just don't, man. Damani, I felt bad for Damani. The only time I did feel bad for Damani is like, this 3-6-4 looking receiver, what y'all want me to do? I don't even know where the ball at. I'm just trying to make sure he don't get behind me. And you did that. So I can't be too mad. But, I think Damani has some work to do because he came in as kind of our star cornerback. Definitely capable. He's capable of shutting some stuff down. Not a bad season or nothing. Last year may have even been a better season for him in a weird way. You know what I'm saying? We think about the South Carolina game and different plays he made against Georgia and everything. So, I think it's going to keep going. I think for me, that's all I really got to say. Shout out to our boy. What's the nickname you gave him? I feel like you look like him. Yeah. What'd you call him?
We referenced Cooper
White
DeJean
excellence
and Reed White excellence. We're talking about the exciting whites up in Philly.
Yeah. If he goes to Philly, that would be insane. That would be oh my god. If you can
have 3 of them boys at the same time, that's dangerous.
Dogs. Like no, or if they ever the Pro Bowl would be interesting. You him, Scatterboo, Dart, and just bring them all together and just that would be nasty. Shout out to Scatterboo. He's on my fantasy. He's on my fantasy teams. I'm actually going against him in another league, and I have him. So just do you, Scatterboo. Don't worry.
Yes, sir.
We rocking with you.
In the pass game too. Get those. Depending on what your league settings are, get that little half point or that point per reception. He's gonna get you at least 4 of the game.
Oh yeah, darting him, right? We're seeing
sir.
it. So let's go to offense.
Okay.
First off, shout out to our savior, Ty Simpson, Heisman Ty. There's no way we win this game without him. Let's just be honest. We don't win this game without him. He won the game, Daniel, without any catches from Ryan Williams and only 3 catches from Bernard.
Yep.
That's insane. 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was good to see him diversify his portfolio of targets and completed receptions to his receivers. I think we're going to continue to see a bigger presence in Cuevas up the seam with the tight end. So it's good to see him lean on that and his progressions. It's also good to see guys like Thornton step up. I think it's easy this year to look 6 games in and say Bernard is wide receiver 1, but when you look across the rest of the landscape of our group of receivers, I can't name a wide receiver 2, and that's a good thing because you got guys that you can depend on. Going back to Ty, it starts and finishes with him. When you can make throws to Lottie Brooks on 4th and 8 like he did, when you can hit that skinny post to Thornton like he did, you make your receivers look good when you can throw to a spot like that. He's not throwing to a receiver. Folks need to look at that and realize that.
Yeah.
He's throwing to a spot. It is so finely orchestrated, and he's executing to throw to a spot like that. That is NFL caliber stuff, and that's why Dan Orlovsky and other Joel Klatt are absolutely
everyone
amazing.
In love. All the previous quarterbacks I've seen are highly favored. And let's go further. After the game, he's the leader of this team. I'm loving it. After the game, he's always talking about what we can work on. I saw Proctor talk about how he cussed him out on Monday. You know what I'm saying? He's clearly taking his team and saying, hey, this is a standard. He's not saying, y'all, we're good, we're bad with this team. He's bringing the Alabama standard back, and he's doing this for all of it. What he's doing is so important, not only to DeBoer, but for this school, for this dynasty. He is taking this by the reins and saying, hey, y'all, I'm good, but I can be better. And guess what? All of you guys can be better. And not only that, we're going to bring the best out each week. What he's doing is amazing. When I tell you I'm behind him 300%, 300%. We're seeing amazing throws. It's going to be throws I don't know people are seeing, but a lot of these throws we're not going to see again like this. I've never seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, what's the last Alabama quarterback outside of Bryce? Bryce can make these throws where you're seeing a quarterback connect to the back of the end zone. I haven't seen that outside of Bryce. We know what Tua did. Tua gonna buy time and he gonna throw it deep, but the how he's just a technician back there, and he's picking his spots like he is, man. It's amazing. And when I say tie for Heisman, I mean it. I'm not seeing another quarterback out there doing better or outperforming them.
Yes, sir. I agree. And it's not just us in the Bible Belt, man. You got folks
Everyone's
coast to
seeing
coast popping up saying, you know what? I'm buying into it. He's pushing a 71% completion rate. I think 16 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Yep.
I mean, the numbers are there.
And shout out Jalen Milroe. He tied Jalen Milroe for the season this past week with 16 touchdowns. So Jalen threw for 16 last year. Don't get me wrong, Jalen ran for 20 for the total season. But I do want to bring this up because people think I'm hating or people think whatever. At this point last year, Jalen Milroe actually threw for 12 touchdowns and had 4 interceptions. So when we're talking about this in the body of work, Jalen regressed as a passer from this point on, right? And I don't know what happened. I think he relied on his legs way too heavy. I mean, don't get me wrong, a legendary LSU game, right? We're never going to see an LSU game where running back or quarterback is going to have 4 touchdowns running like that. But, we still love Jalen. We hope everything's going to the Seahawks. However, we have to compare because I know you weren't on this show last year, but me and J Mark were pulling our hair out every week at this time last year, man. So, so let's have the difficult conversation, right? Right tackle, right? You got Formby. I think I'm saying his name.
Yeah, welcome Formby.
And, shout out Taco Casa. If you guys want to be a sponsor, we will welcome that, right?
Absolutely.
Hell, if you guys are a sponsor, I'm letting you know we are Team Formby. We do not care about Michael Carroll, but let's just go ahead. Formby, Michael Carroll, you're the coach. Daniel, who are you going with moving forward?
Man, that's a tough question. I'm going to go with Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we don't have much of a resume to work with there, but for the sample size that we're given, I just feel like he's better suited. Formby, perhaps he's more effective interior.
A guard, right?
Right, absolutely, and I think that's worth looking at. When a lot of folks forget somebody like Barrett Jones when he came in 2008, 2009. He was recruited as a tackle. Ended up, obviously you fast forward to 2012 playing Notre Dame and Miami, and he's AJ's center.
Yeah.
Jeff Stoutland did a lot of mixing and matching with his personnel on the O-line, and sometimes your guys that are recruited as tackles may be better suited as an interior lineman or heck even a center, and I think that's worth playing around with. But to answer your question, I would be a very noisy advocate for Carroll going forward. What are your thoughts?
It's hard, man. Certain things in this show we lean totally for you. I like, how do I put this? For me, I feel like, because, Roberts isn't in the game as well. Jaden Roberts isn't in the game.
Mm-hmm.
We have a competitive O-line, and I love what I'm seeing. I'll say this. Formby starts. However, you keep on, this got to be making you better, just hearing the conversations, just pushing you each week, just knowing and seeing Carroll have success. Because not only is he playing, but when he's in the game, he's doing good. And like Grubb said, he's becoming an every down player. He's on your heels, bro. So if you want to go to the NFL, if you want to be the guy for this, I mean, I'm always going to invite competition. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually surprisingly going to keep Formby in. But if you pull that shit we saw this last week when we were going backwards, that was for some reason, when we get up 14, our team just says, "Hey, y'all got it." And it starts with Ty. You know what I'm saying? What happens is we're up 14. Now he wants to hold the ball a little longer, which is very frustrating. The line looks like it gets a little more lackadaisical. We invite mistakes and stuff like that. Usually from the receiver core, you know, somebody might make a drop, whatever. But the bad habits, I'm seeing us go. But Formby, that one drive, man, it was rough, bro. We're going backwards. They got their best guy on you. You don't get a hand on them. Like,
That's a
and
problem.
you better help Ty up. Like, don't just, and you got your hands up like it's you, bro. So I got to see Michael Carroll in a little bit more pass rush. I'm not going to lie. I've seen him clear out the run, which is still very good, you know, but I want to see him more in pass rush, but I don't have a problem with either. I'm not finna over analyze and say, yo, we're going to lose with Formby, but he definitely is a liability at times. He was a liability last year. He's gotten better because the Georgia game, I don't think we heard his name the whole, you know what I'm saying? So I love the competition, and that's what Alabama's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's competition. We got somebody that's more than capable, probably going to be a better player than you overall, Formby, when it's time, but use this to drive you, man. So shout out to Grubb. Hell of a called game. You know, Ty giveth and Ty, you know what I'm saying? He giveth and we receive. So, you know, what comes with Ty. You know, we hope he throws the ball away a little more, and those bad sacks, you know, aren't what he's doing. But he definitely starts to hold the ball at one point. So Jam Miller, right, gets hurt, and he has this kamikaze running style that I love and hate at the same time. You know what I'm saying? He's searching for contact. I hope he chills out because, bro, you've only played 3 games this whole season, and you you know, I want to see more of our running backs. Probably not right now. Kevin Riley, to me, runs very similar to Jam Miller, and that's why it works, right? This offense works more for a Jam Miller right now because these running backs are, let's be honest, they're a little too big in size for the offense. I think Kalen DeBoer wants to run. You can't hide these running backs. They're not little guys behind where you can't see them. You know, these aren't speedsters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very curious. Shout out to Daniel Hill. And he came in, first off, he obviously, you know, outside of Jam Miller might be our best protecting as far as pass block and everything. Huge guy. Definitely easy catch that he did. Ran a great route while he's wide open to seal the game for us. So, however, running the ball, I have yet to see anything special from him. So I can't sit here and say, you know what? I want to see more of him. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot, and I don't even know if I've seen him get a first down, Daniel. I'm being real. Like, you know, I'm not saying he doesn't have the capability, but when we were comparing him to Derrick Henry and all these guys, it's definitely a pump your brake moment right now. But how are you feeling about our running back room going into Tennessee, which Jam's questionable?
So I don't have any concerns, and mostly because of what we saw for weeks 1 through 4 while Jam was out. So I don't think we're going to see much of a drop off. But we also have to acknowledge the team that we're playing. You know, they're first in the nation with like 48.2 points per game. So this is going to be a track meet.
Man,
I hope that we capitalize in the time of possession category again, because maybe we can give
and slow him down.
Riley, 15, 18 touches on Saturday, but I don't necessarily think that that's going to be the case. I think Nico Imaliava, he's talented in many different ways, but Joey Aguilar to me is a more effective quarterback, both as a passer and a runner. I think he's more effective for Tennessee, and I think that they're going to have success, and especially on run fits.
Don't say it. I
Our
know.
secondary, brother.
I know.
Secondary, they've got to find a way, and not just them, like our
The
linebackers.
linebackers,
It's easy to look at the secondary because they're the last line of defense, and when a running back blows past Bray Hubbard or Keon Sabb, it's like, man, they should have been able to plug that hole, make that stop. But like, did you not see Deontay Lawson take the B gap when he knows he should have been in the A gap? It's just
and
things like that.
He's too old. And my only Sabb complaint was that blitz. and he had a clear shot at the court. I'm like, bro,
Yes, sir.
oh my
And
God.
for Bill, he's not
So,
elusive. It's like me being back there in the pocket. Like,
bro, I don't know what happened. It's like he invited the lineman to come push him out the way. It was a clear shot, and then they end up, I think, with a first down. But I can't complain. We won the game on that. I'm gonna focus on Tennessee leading the nation. I hate that 2 yards. In 2 yards, he's beating Ty Simpson in air. Passing yard. However, he's also leading in interceptions. You know what I'm saying? As far as overtime, we know most of the pass yards came from that Georgia game. Let's be real.
Yes,
that was a ugly game. It's going to be interesting to see him go against the SEC's top DBs. We got the best secondary in the SEC for sure.
I agree.
Maybe the nation. I don't know yet. But we're going to see now because Bray Hubbard's going to be looking, right? Bray Hubbard's going to be looking. It's going to be opportunity. I think Dejon Lee, I think they're coming for you, and they're going to target you a lot. You're 6'5", however, you're very young. So out of everyone, and when the mistakes I've seen him make, it's not like, again, he beats himself. They're going to make sure. I hope this week he's strapping up and he's ready to come play because the secondary, you're going to get the best look. Our linebacker, Jefferson, is actually one of the best coverage linebackers, so I'm not as worried about him in the tight end. However, Tennessee has one of the best tight ends, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm excited. I think this week could be a Heisman game, if not last week for Ty, Bernard, and Ryan. Hopefully, Ryan, this game lets everyone know, like, hey, I'm him. Because I think Bernard and Ryan this week, we can't do what we did last week. We're going to need you for sure this week. We're going over, if I'm not mistaken, they allow 257 in the air per game.
Yep, that's right.
So, yeah, it's going to be a 300 one for Ty for sure. We just got to remember to run the ball some. Let's put some run in, and we should be good.
I think in the same way that, granted, none of us were in the room when they were talking about, their strategy and the game plan, but I feel like the approach to Missouri was eliminate Hardy. In that same way, along that same vein, I think if you can eliminate Brazel out wide, that you really take away a large portion of their pass game, and you take away, roughly 45 to 50% of Aguilar's target. So with Brazel alone.
Are we putting Dejon on him? Are we going 6'5" on 6'5"? We just gonna put Dejon on him and let him air fight?
The way he's playing, I would.
Yeah.
Give the young guy a vote of confidence,
I'm still gonna put something over the top. Be real, put something over the top. Damani, good luck over there. You're old enough. Fight with your guy. You know what I'm saying? Bray, I probably would put Sab over the top, and I'm gonna let, of course, Bray hunt. I'm gonna let Bray hunt and do what he does. So I think the strategy on Womack is very obvious. So I'm excited to see it. We got a night game finally again, right? Since Georgia, 6:30. What's your vibe this weekend? Where you watching the game at, brother?
So up here in Milwaukee right now, I'll head home tomorrow and probably watch the game with the family in Huntsville. I don't plan on getting out on the road or doing anything extravagant, but like you said, a night game. I got a little bit of a won't call it a cold front, got a cool front coming through down there in T-Town. So this is peak football weather, peak football venue, third Saturday in October. So it's like peak college football in general. This is the kind of game that you look forward to. So I think it's going to be a track meet. I know I said 2 weeks ago with the Vandy game, take the over, and it didn't come to fruition. Take the over on this game. This one's going to be electric.
They went under. This is the past 3 games?
Yes, sir.
Did Vandy we go under? I think it was like 52, and they went to 51, right? Oh, no. We scored that last touchdown to go over. That's what happened.
Yeah.
For Vandy.
We scored that last touchdown to cover the spread.
There we go. But we still went under.
Yeah, the over under was at 58.5 is what it closed
so it was 58. Bro, we've went under the last 3 weeks. All ranked opponents. I'm gonna tell somebody some gambling stuff that I learned last year. If it's a Clash of Titans, I'm going under, bro. And the only thing that hurt me this weekend was that Texas A&M and Florida game. I had no idea the game will start out 14-14, and that's never happened with the Texas A&M. Like, I never thought that. However, Auburn, of course, we're going under in Georgia. LSU, South Carolina, under. These are some struggling offenses in the SEC. And for some reason, we keep taking the teams with the best offense, weirdly. So we got Vandy and we got Tennessee. So that's why if this defense makes a statement, if we hold them under 25 points or we beat them by 3 touchdowns, guys, this is a dangerous team. This is a top 4 team. I think anyway, I do not believe in the Big Ten. I don't believe in Indiana. You know how I feel about Lanning. Like he comes for you beat Penn State. Obviously that wasn't anything, but shout out, I can't say his name, Cignetti. What's his name? Cignetti.
Yeah, Kurt Cignetti.
Yeah. Alabama bred, so Google I can't get mad. There we go. So
Google me.
Yeah, so I'm cheering for Indiana. No disrespect. I just don't want the quarterback to get the hype. I don't think he's definitely gonna get NFL. He's a top 5 pick, but Ty, I'm all Ty. Everybody go get Ty. Ty is unbelievable, and this weekend we're gonna show it right now. We're gonna show how Ty gets down this week. What's our prediction for the game? And I know over is 60. Total points are 60. And they got us right now by what was it? 3.5 or 7?
7.5.
7.5.
Yeah. Okay. So right now I've got Bama 34-24. So it would hit the under in this case if it holds at 60, or if it goes down to 59.5, and Bama would cover the spread in that case. So 34-24 is where I'm sitting right now.
I'm not mad at that. That would be crazy. I'm gonna go. Last time at home, Tennessee came out and with like 14-0 on us or 21-0.
Yes, sir.
We've had bad luck against Tennessee. Please, guys, this is my message to the team. Revenge. The revenge tour is still going. I need people to talk about what happened last year. The same way with Vandy. I hope that energy is there. We need it. Do not let these guys seep through. Missouri was not the success. I feel like right now there's not enough bulletin material out there to ignite Alabama. Last week, Bama can't stop the run. Week before that, the quarterback talking, hey, practicing fucking victory formation during warm. You know what I'm saying? Too much stuff. Georgia, you guys are going to lose. This week, I'm not seeing any of that,
Right.
So, so I'm going to go. Going to be close. Would it be fair if I go? The air is going to be open. We're going to start kicking field goals, getting goal. We're going to run the ball. This is hard. I want to go 42. How much do I want to give Tennessee? I might come down to 35 for you, bro. I haven't seen it. We're going to run the ball, so our time of possession is going to be different. But I just don't see them stopping us. We could get out first half, I'm thinking like a 21-10, 21-14. Then we go into the next half. It's gonna go on a little scoring run. I'm gonna go 42-38.
That's pretty good. I mean, their defense is allowing 29.3 points per game. 42
it's gonna be
for
weird.
our offense is a pretty good number.
I think it's gonna be like an exchange, right? We're gonna be. It's weird so far. Every ranked team has actually just came down and scored on this like first drive. So I expect that. I expect like halftime for it to be like 21-14. I expect us to get up by like 2 possessions, and they let them in, right? And they kick a field goal on 1 or something. You know what I'm saying? They get within 1 possession at the end of the game, but doesn't. Yeah. So I'm trying to get that number. I'm not mad at 35-30 either. Okay. I want to go over for sure. All right, I'm gonna do 35-30. 42.
So you think Tennessee covers the spread then?
I think I would go. I don't know why, bro. I've been thinking plus Tennessee this whole week. Not picking Tennessee to win, but I want to go plus. If it gets to 10.5 or something, I'm going plus for sure. Like if it gets to that, I'm going plus. But I don't think they're gonna let us go. They're not gonna give us 10 points. for Tennessee.
Yeah, I know we're not supposed to be about individual accolades here, but if the game stays close and they keep the ball in Ty's hands
Oh
and we
yeah,
have to lean on our pass game, all it's going to do is continue to fortify his resume as he charges toward the Heisman.
he
Somebody
comes
like
out with 300
Mendoza.
yards, bro. He comes out with 300 yards easily and at least 3 touchdowns. I'm going Ty over 2.5. I'm going over 2.5.
I'd take that.
I'm probably taking the yards. If you're a prize pick kind of guy, I'm taking yards. I'm going to some receivers, and I'm going fantasy score. Bernard, fantasy score, catches, yard, whatever you want. This is a Bernard game for sure. We're not winning without Bernard. Ryan, as he continues to get healthy, I probably lean on fantasy over anything, but he's got to have the Ryan play this week. It's got to be that deep threat. It's got to. He's doing better catching the ball. I didn't say with his hands, but he's doing better catching the ball, right? So he's got to have it.
You keep this up, we're gonna have a vibing with the Ty group me thread with your picks for the weekend.
Bro, I go crazy with that, man. You do it pretty good too.
I mean, I don't participate in that, but
Okay,
I definitely.
I remember.
I look at it and I try to make the call. I used to.
Okay,
I used to.
Because me and D talk a lot, and that's actually how we came up with. I'm like, Daniel should be on the show, bro. So me and D, we cook up, and I'm really good now on finding those unders. I've never really been an under guy. I used to just find the over. Now I could probably tell you. I could definitely tell you who's gonna win, but. Here, let's just have some fun, right? Vanderbilt, LSU. Who we both got?
Vanderbilt's going to win that game. I think.
Same.
I hadn't looked at it. Vanderbilt's favored, are they not?
Yeah, by 3 or 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah, that's incredible. So I think Diego Pavia has an absolute field day on their defense. I mean, I know that
at Vanderbilt. How sad I am about that, though. If that was in the if that was I wanted that to be,
If it was in Baton Rouge, the line would inevitably flip. It'd be LSU -2.5.
He would have his moment, though. The moment he's looking for, that's what you want, bro. Because this LSU team is terrible. Well, the offense is bad. The defense is pretty good. Yeah. The offense is pretty bad. So,
I will say, if they take that loss, I shudder to consider what that does to Garrett Nussmeier and his draftability. I mean,
he's been going down, fam. His dad can't even save him now. He's been going down, bro. And I'm gonna be real. It's not because of him. They just don't have a go-to receiver. Last game they played without Aaron Anderson, and he actually played better. The tight end Green, he's okay, but I mean, they don't have that Malik Neighbors. They don't have. They don't have anything really.
They don't.
At receiver. So that's one game I got us circled for sure beating. We're going to give LSU a whooping when they come to Tuscaloosa for sure.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I got them. Another game, I can't really call it as USC Notre Dame, but it's like 5 ranked games, if I'm not mistaken. Bama, Tennessee. That's one. LSU, Vanderbilt. Is this some SEC play? Is somebody else in the SEC going ahead? Can't think about it.
Let's see. Florida has A&M this weekend, or no? Florida and Mississippi State.
Okay. Who does Texas? Is Texas play anybody this week?
I can't remember. This may be their bye week. I'd have to go back and look at it. Yeah. Shout
out to Texas finally putting together a good win against Oklahoma.
Good for Sarkisian,
a guy throwing with one arm, right? Doesn't have a thumb, throwing to beat Texas, and Texas has a good defense, but we're gonna see. I hope Manning keeps this up. They deserve it and everything. But yeah, man, I really don't have much more. We want to say shout out to our co-host that can't be here. We miss you, J Mark, and everything.
Yep.
I think our predictions are gonna be pretty good. We both agree. Try to take the over if you can. That 60 is high, bro. That's a high over and under. Easily could be under. Total points, but you're saying Alabama covers the actual thing. I like that. I didn't think about that as much, but yeah, I like your picks a lot, bro. I might go with yours over mine for sure. But it's another weekend, y'all. Great football to be played. You know what I'm saying? hopefully next week we come back and if we get over this Tennessee hump, bro, I call it we're gonna finish out the season. I think we beat everyone. We all know what's the scariest game on our schedule is Auburn. I don't know what it is. If you're an Alabama fan, you understand it. But if you're not, I know you're like, you guys should beat the brakes off Auburn. No. When you go to Auburn, like Nick Saban said, that place is haunted. For that. So
throw records out. Doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Anything you want to add with everything going on, with our world in the Alabama world?
Not so much in the Alabama world. I know this is vibing with Todd, and that's where we want to keep our focus. But the message that you sent out last night is growing legs and strong ones at that. Sounds like no matter what happens with Florida this weekend, boosters have made enough noise that they want to go a different direction, and they are leveraging funding on that. You will lose, Florida, University of Florida, you will lose significant funding if you don't seek to go a different direction before the sun goes down on Sunday. So no matter what happens, sounds like Billy Napier is out.
We are here I wish I had my sound effect. You guys heard it here first. Yes, guys, we do talk outside the show. Okay, this isn't just improv. But yes, let's we could briefly say that. Yeah, who is your guy? Florida. I know we talked earlier this season about was it Gruden?
I know John Gruden wants to get back in the game, but someone that's flying below the radar that I feel like is going to jump into a significant head coaching position really, really soon is Glenn Schumann, defensive coordinator at Georgia right now. He's a Nick Saban disciple. He was a GA the whole time that I was there. Yeah. He was drawing up the scout defensive cards for us.
Yeah.
Making little to nothing. And
you think they're going to go young? Do they have enough money to... The reason why they're doing this, let's just be real. They saw what Penn State did and they felt embarrassed, right? They saw Penn State got rid of their coach and said, hold on, 48 mil and he's got 18? We're not going to fund this. Let's just be honest. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? The Penn State made a lot of people say, you know what? That's a 30... They care, right? Their administration cares. If you guys want to keep getting our millions, we're not finna play with Napier anymore. So, yeah.
I think if a team like Alabama continues to produce from an offensive standpoint, you risk losing a guy like Ryan Grubb. I mean, you look at Florida and they see, if Alabama's offense finishes the season averaging, 38 points a game, Ryan Grubb could easily be poached. And in Gainesville, they've got money.
Yeah, Grubb was supposed to be our head coach. Everybody remembers my theory. We supposed to have Grubb. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I am terrified to see DeBoer without Grubb. Let me just put that out there. I am not. I saw that last year, and I question why he picked Nick Sheridan in that position anyway. I don't know, was it Jalen or was it Nick? But that was ugly. So I'm not ready to go back to Nick Sheridan, y'all. I'm not. Give me some time. Maybe. And the reason why I know he would go back to Nick Sheridan has a great relationship, not only with Ty, but he has a great relationship with, what's our guy's name? Russell.
Keelan Russell.
And you would have to, because you would have to keep him. But please, guys, let's just keep going what we got going right now. Stay away. If you guys want anybody to take Womack, but, we got him right now, so we'll keep it going. But
hey,
we'll give you Womack.
Go call him.
So everyone will look. I think that's going to be good. You got any calls at Penn State, Coach?
There's so many vacancies right now. I think that Virginia Tech, Penn State.
Just wait till the end of the season.
I think they're going to stay that way until probably December. I think you're going to see a lot of interim coaches, get a good 7-8 week stretch.
I like the guy at North Texas, right? He's going to be a head coach somewhere. Not only that, he might bring his quarterback with him. You know what I'm saying? Great quarterback at North Texas. I like our guy at Syracuse.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
Who you were saying?
Brent Key at Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, man, on fire, right? Let's go get someone from ACC. I'm gonna be real, Dabo. I know you want to be there. That doesn't mean they want you there. This is a different. everyone, coaches, let's be honest. This is a different time. This is different. You saw Nick. Nick said, "Oh, this is how it is. I'm out." Okay, transfer portal. This is a different time. You can't develop players anymore. Ty Simpson might be the last developed player that you see. Like it might be that might as far as over 2 years. I don't know where you're gonna find that. They're gonna be like, "Nah, we need to be on the field making money." So we'll see, bro. I don't have any insight on Penn State. I'll look, hopefully have something for you guys next week. I didn't believe any of the coaches that I said in that message. I know they were talking about Lane and who's the other guy in the message? Lane and
shoot.
They were entertaining Lane and somebody else, but I don't know. But no, these guys, I know whoever they were talking about were at colleges that it made no sense.
Yeah. Matt Rule was the only other one that I could think of. I mean, the guy openly admitted Monday, I love Penn State. In his presser, the head coach of Nebraska said, I love Penn State. So, and
he's trying to get out of there. But you know what, Matt Rule? Yeah, I was thinking about Wisconsin coach, the one who was at Cincinnati. I wouldn't be surprised. I know his ceiling may have stopped at Cincinnati. That Wisconsin jump may have been too premature. I don't know why he took that job. That couldn't have been that good. But hey, guys, Daniel made this happen early enough for us. So I gotta thank my brother, of course, and for constantly killing. I think you by far the MVP of the show right now. If we give an MVP award, you're the only guy that was at every episode right now, right? Like I don't think you missed the episode.
I haven't, man, but give credit where it's due.
No, you know what? You had one. You had one when you were dealing with your wife. Yep. So but let me tell you guys, even when he's not here, he's here because we all got to step it up and we try to talk like Daniel. Like what would Daniel say, right? So that's how we do this. But bro, thank you so much. I know me and you were gonna go crazy in the group chat trying to figure out a couple things, and definitely enjoy. I'm gonna be watching the game. It looks like I may come back to Tuscaloosa. I don't know. I might try to sneak up on D. It's my dad's birthday this weekend, so I may come to Tuscaloosa. I may come. I haven't decided yet. I do want to tell people there's a huge announcement coming soon. It's some things in the works I can't announce to you guys yet, but there's a huge vibing. Yeah, I'm gonna tell them after we get off here. But it's a huge vibing with the Tide announcement coming soon. So you guys be on the lookout for that. But thank you guys. Make sure you're sharing. Make sure you're, telling your friends about this. We do this, guys, for you all because we're gonna do this shit anyway. Let's be real. We're gonna talk football all the time. So vibing with the Tide. We are out, y'all.